Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Up to 18 miles per hour from the southwest. Bunt shown by V-Hill. It's going to get to first, and he won't tag him, so that advances the runner.
2-2 count. There's a pitch. That one's going to go into right field. Catch is not made. It gets through. Teeker had to hold up, but he takes off. Vados over to second. Teeker on the high horse. Vados with the triple, RBI triple.
Smashed out to left field. That one's hitting the signboard. It's just a little bit short, but Aaliyah Alvarado gets the scoring going here for the Rio Rancho Rams as they take a lead 1-0 on an Aaliyah Alvarado pulled shot.
Base, and he did. There's a line drive, fakes it into left field. Matheson is getting waved home. Here comes the third of the plate, cut off and thrown, and he is out.
Up to it, and Marcos Martinez does not catch up to it. Still coming in to score. This is going to be a play at the plate, running into
the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Going, and gone, and a swing off? Is that a term that was in your lexicon before last night? A swing off. Final score, National League wins 6-6. You know, just like soccer, I guess. Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Wednesday. Thank you for finding us on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Zay is in today as well. What's happening, boys? How you living?
What it do? Doing great.
Right on. Well, Zay, thanks for waking up. JJ, thanks for putting everything together again. I'm in Las Vegas today for Mountain West Media Days, obviously, and it may get spicy after yesterday, huh? We'll get into the All-Star game, and I want to get there, and certainly I think that's the big headline. But as we go through what we're going to be living today and going through the last media day as it's currently constructed in the Mountain West Conference, it came out yesterday, I guess right when I got off the plane, JJ, that that mediation that had been going on for, I don't know, I mean, it like been 7 weeks, right? It didn't get anywhere, and the Pac-12 and the Mountain West are going to court. And I don't know how you feel about this. I know the Mountain West feels pretty secure that they've got a contract, and I've heard numbers going around that the Mountain West was willing to say, hey, we'll take this percentage or whatever it was. I guess the Pac's got to feel pretty secure in themselves as well, because this thing, there's a lot of money on the line. This thing did not end amicably.
They both feel they have a winning argument. These are very important decisions for both conferences moving forward, with the exit fees and money needed to secure buyouts, etc. And moving forward, both conferences plan to have a certain amount of money, and this is one where look at it from the Pac-12 standpoint, and I find it really hard that argument is going to work, that they felt that they were forced to do something. No, you used the Mountain West Conference to help schedule. You planted sports in the Mountain West Conference. You planted sports in other conferences, and you wanted help. And when the Mountain West saw the writing on the wall saying, okay, if this doesn't turn into something where there's a merger, there's going to be penalties if you want to just try to take our teams, and we're going to ask more money from you. And that's exactly what happened. And I just don't see how the Pac-12 can sit there and say they are forced to do anything when they could have, if they wanted to, played an independent schedule. They could have went other places as they did with their sports, like the West Coast Conference for basketball. And to get to this point, I look at those two schools, Washington State and Oregon State, going, man, you went through this when everyone left the Pac-12 and you were screaming you deserved everything, and now it's supposed to be the complete opposite?
Yes. The Pac-12's argument is, we had no choice, and I don't really get the argument because you signed the contract. They could have played an independent contract or season. Not that it would have been easy, not that it would have been ideal, not that it would have been preferable, but it's been done. Massachusetts has been doing it. New Mexico State did it for a while. I believe, in fact, Washington State and Oregon State did it last year. So if I'm presenting as an attorney, and I'm not, but my point is they were not under duress. Did they have options to go play somewhere else? Sure they did, because the example lies in last year, and I believe this coming season, right? Washington State and Oregon State put together independent schedules. They went out and scheduled. UMass does it. I believe UConn did it for a long time. I mean, there's other independents, so there was an option. The Pac-12, however, remains committed moving forward with legal action. So if you're not familiar with what's going on, there's $150 million plus in exit fees and poaching penalties that are in question for the schools who left the Mountain West: San Diego State, Boise State, Colorado State, Utah State, Fresno State, for the Pac-12. There's an exit fee, which I think people are pretty much on board with, right? It's the poaching fee when the Pac-12, as JJ just laid out, back 2 seasons ago, this is Washington State and Oregon State, needed a place to play. They signed a document basically saying if you poach our teams, there's going to be $10 million per team. And for the first team left, it grows $500,000 for every other team that left. And that was on top of the $17 million plus exit fees that the schools were responsible on a different agreement. And so we're talking about a lot of money, and that's the money, JJ, that the Mountain West is relying on to keep the league together. So as we sit here today, it'll be an interesting one. Coming up here at 9 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Pacific, Commissioner Gloria Nevarez is going to speak. I'll be there. I'm going to dip early today, and I need to be there. But I think it's going to be really interesting to see what she has to say, what the tone is going forward, and what the feel is in the room. I ran into your favorites last night, JJ. The first people, and we ran into BJ Rains from Boise and the whole Boise media crew. I can tell you who they bet on in the All-Star game. We didn't go deep into this, although it's their thought was, wow, this is going to be really, really fun this week, really interesting, and I don't think the animosity necessarily lays in the room of football coaches and players. I think it's beyond that, right? It's at the AD level and the president's level, or maybe not. We'll see. We're really going to see, but I'm not sure what I expect. Do you expect it to be tenuous at the level where there's football coaches and players in the room?
No, I don't. I think that as we get deeper into the season, there will be a little buzz about it, and when you get into those specific game weeks with the teams you won't be playing anymore, with the sense of, oh, they're better than us because they're going to the Pac, I think those storylines will kind of permeate, and then there'll be some bulletin board material. But I think today, the coaches and players, they're there just talking about the offseason, getting ready.
Worked hard.
I don't think they're going to dive in. Players aren't going to get into it at all. I think some coaches will talk about it, and whether they want to get deep into it or not, there'll be things that will be said. But to me, it's above all their pay grades. And this is something that media is going to focus on. I think there's going to be the Gloria's press conference, I think, would be the most interesting thing, as opposed to any of the coaches or players.
Yeah, I don't know that I think that there's a who's the coach that would talk about it? they're all relatively new coaches. I mean, you look, there's a new coach at New Mexico. There's a new coach at Fresno State. Sawville's been a head coach at Wyoming for 2 years. Choate's been 2 years at Nevada. Who is it that you think that goes in and is going to? I mean, is it Troy Calhoun?
I think Jay Norvell.
I think Jay Norvell could say something. Yeah.
Spencer Danielson, just given the fact
at
that
Boise.
They're the marquee program, really in for both leagues now, moving forward, and then even I think that there won't necessarily be personal stuff, but one thing with Jason Eck in New Mexico, he's talked about is he feels that, hey, those schools are leaving. Well, this is even a bigger opportunity for us then. Yeah, stuff like that.
I think he absolutely feels that, and let's go and be the best in this league, and let's take it over. All right, we'll open up today, 505-246-0610. Zay, if you get something, feel free to text me, and I'm in Vegas, and those guys are back in Albuquerque. 505-246-0610, that's the phone line, and the text line is the mediation. Yielded evidently nothing, and they're going to go to court. So how do you feel about that? When we come back, I want to get into the All-Star game. Boy, there's a lot to do. Between the All-Star game and the NFL camps blowing up and Shaquille threatening to punch Robert Griffin III in the face. We got just a whole bunch of stuff. The Open Championship will be on tomorrow, and as we're on tomorrow morning, there'll be live sports, which we always love. So 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. You can find us, or JJ on the X, it's _ JJ Buck. And on the Facebook, the OD and the AM, Adrian is producing. You can watch us on the Facebook on Xfinity Channel 26, and of course the ProView Network's YouTube channel. When we come back, I mean, Schwarbs, holy smokes. You may remember it with a great career, that might be his most memorable, if not greatest moment, most memorable moment. It was called a swing off, and we'll get into that when we get back. Hey, it's a short sprint now before school starts, right? July 7th through the 28th is the perfect time, and we're right in that window to get your car cleaned up. And if your car has been through the road trips, summer adventures, or maybe just everyday life, right? The chaos of just driving around every day and the storms and everything that you go through, your car looks like mine does, and it's in need of on-the-spot automotive detailing. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They come to you wherever and whenever it's convenient. They will detail your car inside and out. It'll feel brand new. They've been voted best in the city because they're best in the city. So make sure to call them, talk to them about their ceramic coating, their paint protection film to protect the exterior from rock chips and bugs and everything else, and it'll look brand new all year long. And they have window tinting services that are second to none as well to keep your interior as cool as it can be as you go through the summer heat. It's On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They come to you. I love them. I know you will as well. Book and buy. It's all online at otsdetailing.com. Jim.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Atlanta. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in today. Jeff Simieta, JJ Buck. Zay is in producing. And big part of the show today. All right, swing off, boys. Did you ever heard the word? Did you like it? Did you think you would like it? Did your opinion change as the swing off at the All-Star game to determine a winner after a 9-inning tie? What'd you think of the swing off as Kyle Schwarber hits 3 bombs and the National League wins 6-6? They win in a swing off at the All-Star game.
Major League Baseball crushed it. This is exactly what All-Star games are about. You get a good product for 9 innings, late rally in the top of the 9th, ties the game, and then you have a swing-off. And I know people are complaining, oh, where's Aaron Judge, where's Shohei Ohtani? I was fine with it. You had plenty of big guys get the opportunity to step up. There's an added pressure, man. Those guys were talking, like, yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. This is different. It's not like the home run derby. And seeing the pressure in the swing-off, showed that, yeah, what they do in the home run derby is actually pretty impressive. Because you saw Aranda from the Rays absolutely not able to get anything going in the last at-bat for the American League with the pressure. I loved that was the conclusion to the All-Star game.
Zay, did you like it? Did you watch it? I mean, it's quirky. It's different. It's a shootout, right? But if it's swing off.
Yeah. I think it's something. Why not? Why not apply that to the regular season?
Because people will lose their bleeping minds. Baseball purists would lose their. I mean, how do you like your guys in the afternoon? Right, they're big baseball guys.
Yeah.
I don't want it. How do you think they'd like it if you said? I mean, I think we all lost our mind when you said, "Let's put a guy on second base to start the 10th inning." What do you mean we're putting a guy on second base? Right? I mean, like honestly, how do you think baseball purists would eat? Because I don't think they would eat it.
I feel like just based off the reaction from how it went last night, I can understand if it'd be a lot for every single game. But I think one of the main things with baseball is I think you've got to be a baseball fan to just be able to consistently watch it on TV. I know the games are very, very fun to be at, and I think everyone could agree on that. You don't have to watch baseball at all to like the games. But I do think there could be something there, just to boost the ratings, boost the entertainment value. Playoffs only.
Yeah, and JJ, I think the reason you saw these guys, and you mentioned Jonathan Aranda of the Rays, he was like the one guy who said, yeah, I'm not feeling pressure, and he's the one guy who didn't get one out of the yard, right? I think the guys you mentioned were probably in street clothes, just like they showed. Yeah. There's Tarek Skubal, right, the starting pitcher. He was ready to go to the club, like he was done. Those guys were probably they've been out of the game for so long. You need a guy who's been sitting on the bench for 6 innings and the last 3 hours.
Well, that's what people were complaining about it.
I know, but that's the answer. Yeah, I think that's the answer. I think this is the right way to do this. I think you guys hit it. So, I had a pretty good like feel of the public on this one. So we were at dinner watching the rally in the top of the ninth and watching the people that are holding National League tickets lose their mind. No! And I'm like, dude, it's the All-Star game. But you got to remember where you are and why people give a damn about things. And it's not because they're loyal to any sport. They're loyal to the ticket in their hand and the money that it's supposed to go cash in for. So went upstairs, and we're at Circa. Circa is a 21 and older, so it's all adult, biggest sports bar, like the pool outside. Did I show you? I'll send you guys the picture. But I mean, it's the biggest TV screen. It's all about sports betting. Like this place is, and so we were sitting in that gigantic sports bar, watching the end of the game, the end of the bottom of the ninth, and then the swing off. And so I started off by going, "This is stupid, man. What are we doing? This is how we're determining a game." This is how we're ending a professional baseball I understand exhibition. And by the end, I'm like, you know what? I felt like you did. They kind of hit it out of the park, and people were going nuts. They were, yeah, no, like people were screaming. And granted, I get it. A lot of them were betting on the game, but a lot of them didn't bet the All-Star game. And just judging by the perception of what I believe to be sports fans at this place, it kind of worked. And JJ, I went into it. My opinion swung in 10 minutes. I'm like, what kind of hokey crap is this? Like, what are we doing? And by the end, I'm like, wow, Schwarber kind of stole the moment, and it was really, really cool. Baseball kind of won.
They did a great job, and that's what All-Star games should be about. And we've seen it in the NBA All-Star game where they've messed around with the Elam ending, something that's been brought up in the basketball tournament over the last few years. Like, these are great avenues to see it. I loved the ABS implementation. It showed how seamless and easy it was. And for, the pitchers or catcher or batter to be able to challenge a call. And they actually got a lot of them right. I don't think there was one that was missed last night when it came to the challenges. Like, it's coming. It's going to be a part of Major League Baseball. But you're seeing the stuff that's been implemented. It's worked. And you can be frustrated with Rob Manfred all you want, going back to his comments about the World Series, how they handled the Astros and some of these other cheating scandals. But he's done a lot of stuff that's been good for baseball. And this is what you want with your All-Star game. Just enjoyment, entertainment. And I stopped doing my work last night to watch this one.
Yeah. What Rob Manfred of baseball have done the last 5-ish years has been good. But baseball's done. They realized they had a problem. Now, look, are they all the way back, or is it solved? I don't know that it is. But what baseball has done to address the issues that baseball has had, whether it's length of game, whether it's entertainment, everything they've done has worked. The pitch clock has worked. This hokey put a guy on second base, I don't love it, but okay, fine, it's worked. Whatever it is, I don't know that I think the designated hitter in National League worked, but I don't know that it hasn't worked. Do you like that? Or I mean, you know me, right? I'm like that last guy who still likes to see pitchers hit because I don't understand why the hell they can't, because all their whole lives they were able to hit, but whatever. I'm not going to get into that. By the way, the game was entertaining. The watch was entertaining. On the plane, I was watching the game. Like, I was thoroughly entertained listening to Clayton Kershaw talk to the booth while he was pitching. You go, I can't believe I'm talking to you guys. Okay, here comes a curveball. All right, what do you guys want here? Throw him a cutter. I don't throw a cutter, man. What's wrong with you, Smoltzy? I don't have it. Like, listening to Tarek Skubal and the Big Dumper talk to, like, and I'm not saying put that in a regular game. That's not what I'm saying at all. But for the implementation of what this was, I thought it was fantastic. I don't know, how'd you feel about that?
Yeah, this is the sports internet. I think it's tougher in regular season games. You see it on Sunday Night Baseball all the time, where they are talking to the guys, and that's become, I think, when they have one guy mic'd up.
Out left field, yeah.
Or, we've seen it at shortstop, etc. This is one, though, well, this is perfect. To have Clayton Kershaw talk while he's throwing pitches, to have a swing off. Could it be something you're seeing in the future? It's possible, man, because we see regular season extra innings / overtime look completely different than anything else. I don't think we'll get there with baseball and having a swing off to decide a regular season game. But in the All-Star game, that's what it's all about. It was fun, it was entertaining, and you saw that these guys cared about it and felt a little pressure in the moment.
Yep. 5 pitches were challenged. There's that 0-2 changeup at the beginning, the Tarek Skubal. I mean, that was like Machado looked at a pitch. That the whole ball was in the zone. That was one of those that was pretty easy. But these guys know the strike zone so well. When you get to that level, they know what a ball and a strike is. They know if a pitch was just off or just in. I mean, they're pretty good at this. And I thought the ABS stuff worked. I thought the whole evening worked for them. I like win for baseball last night. The game was good. You got Paul Skeens throwing a terrific first inning. You had Ohtani getting a hit. You got to see Schwarber go nuts. You got the comeback. I thought everything about it was pretty good. Like win for me on Major League Baseball's All-Star game.
I agree. I think they did a great job.
Zay, did you watch? You're not a big baseball dude, right?
Not the biggest. I'm big on highlights and clips.
Yeah.
But in situations like this, I do like watching the home run derby. That is something that I usually will get a chance to watch. But for this All-Star game, I didn't get a chance to sit and watch it start to finish, but I definitely can tell I missed out. Sounds like it was way more to be able to talk to a pitcher at the mound. That's very, very cool. I can't think of another sport. I mean, you got guys mic'd up, but they're not having conversations while they're
Dude,
competing.
He was in his wind-up. It was like Kershaw was like in his wind-up. All right, I can't believe I'm talking to you guys as he's winding up and delivering, and it was really and then you can hear him say that's short, like he threw 2 in the dirt, JJ, right? And he only faced 2 batters.
I feel like a lot of these guys also, I mean, at this point, you wonder in close game situations and why you couldn't do this in a regular game. Like, I don't know if top of the 9th, bottom of the 9th, close game, he'd be able to have conversations with guys like that, but also people like him, maybe he could. So maybe he's just that calm all the time.
It can get dangerous, too, for the network. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It can get quite dangerous for the network. All right, did you enjoy it? I love your thoughts. 505-246-0610. Emails coming in this morning, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the X, it's _JJ Buck. You can find us on the Facebook. And I want to get into that more and more. There's a lot of NFL stuff to talk about. There's some Micah Parsons. I don't want to say progress because, well, that would be the wrong word. But there's some conversation on that as well. So we'll do all of that, and we're here for you until 9 o'clock, as we always are. Why don't you get over to Twin Peaks for lunch? Because why? Well, because lunch is fantastic over there, and they do it right. They've got lunch combos starting at just $7.99 from soups and salads and everything that you can think of. It's special over there. So go by and remember happy hour Twin Peaks, whatever your preference is, whether it's the bourbons, whether it's the $29 drafts, whether you just enjoy hanging out and watching the game. They got you covered there. And then all month long, close out your nights. Flatbreads, just $8, 10 o'clock to close, Sunday through Thursday at Twin Peaks. If you're looking for a job, Twin Peaks is a great spot for you. They're hiring and you can have fun. They're looking for bartenders and wait staff and everything over there. Text WORK4TP to 85000. That's WORK4TP to 85,000, and you can join the Twin Peaks team. And coming up, National Tequila Day. Twin Peaks certainly knows tequila. July 24th, you'll enjoy top shelf favorites like the House Margarita, the Tequila Sunrise, the Sincoro Margarita, all served over an ice ball with a tahini rim, and, of course, the Summer Bikini Bash, the 27th through the 31st. Cool off with your favorite Twin Peaks girls and enjoy specials on shots, cocktails, cans, martinis. It's the ultimate summer send-off, and it's only at Twin Peaks.
This report brought to you by the Albuquerque Journal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView.
I just work harder. Like, to me, I look at it like if people don't see your value, you don't cry and sit down, you just work harder, end quote. Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for finding us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Isaiah's in today as well. That was Micah Parsons after his camp in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The Cowboys stud, all-pro, Pro Bowler, name it. Heading into the final year of his rookie deal, he's scheduled to make merely $24 million on the fifth-year option. Expected to become the highest-paid non-quarterback. I don't know why they won't get this done. It gets more expensive every day. JJ, you and I have this conversation daily, but the fact that Micah spoke on it, and just I don't know how you take it. Is it, look, I'm going to get mine one way or the other if I have to sit out, or I don't know if that's Jerry and I have had a conversation, and I know I'm going to get mine. I'm not sure how to take that.
Micah Parsons knows he's going to get paid. Whether it's the day before training camp, the day before the regular season, he knows he's going to get his contract, and I think he's handled this really well. He is a guy that you trust to be ready to go, a guy that you trust to put the work in that's needed. And you just look at Dallas, and we've discussed it so many times, and at this point, I guess it's just something that Jerry Jones likes to do. There's a couple of no-brainers. And on that roster, when it came to a contract extension for Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, those were the no-brainers. And it just doesn't make any sense to everyone else outside the organization why they just like to wait so long to get those done.
Cowboy fan, you're sitting there with a star on your left chest. You're wearing your colors. I mean, I don't know. Boy, as a Cowboy fan, I mean, do you enjoy the drama every off season, going into camp every July? Do you enjoy the drama? It's not your money, right? It doesn't cost you another nickel, except for maybe it might be an extra $2 on the next piece of star branded gear you buy. But it's going to cost him more the later he waits. And every year it's at the end and you get it done, and oh look, he broke the record, or he broke the ceiling.
Yeah. So the thing I think of specifically is I do remember at one point there did seem to be some tension on Micah's side, and then there was that day at training camp when Micah and Jerry Jones were standing off to the side for like 20, 30 minutes. Ever since then, Micah has seemingly been in a good mood, involved in the whole thing. So I'm guessing Jerry may have told him something, that we don't know. Also, I'm a little salty that he talked to the media after this camp, because when he came here, they told us a week before that he was not going to be doing media because of the contract situation. So I wish I could have got this question to him, but
so he wouldn't talk to you, but he talked to those.
Yeah, he wouldn't talk to. Yeah, I wouldn't talk to. I would say me. Yeah, he wouldn't talk to me.
I mean, I don't blame you for feeling salty. They'll get this done, and JJ, I agree with you. I think he's handled it well. Actually, I think he's handled it as well as almost anybody who's been going through one of these things.
Especially as good as he is.
Yeah, no, that's right. And he knows he's going to get his. And by the way, worst case scenario, he's got to live on $24 million this year. I mean, like honestly, worst case scenario, it's not like, what is it, Juwan Jennings, who's making whatever, he's holding out for money. Boy, the Jets are handing out money like it's candy, aren't they? Yesterday, 2 days ago was Garrett Wilson. Yesterday, Sauce Gardner, a record-setting 4-year, $120.4 million extension, so he becomes the NFL's highest-paid cornerback based on average salary at over $30 million a year. I don't know what to make of the Jets, and I appreciate that they're signing their stars, and so I think that's the right direction. I don't know that I think that they're good enough to win, but it feels like they're going all in, and everything you hear coming out of there, they love them some Justin Fields. And let me just tell you something. If this Justin Fields thing works, and I'm not sure it will, and I don't know that there's a lot of people that are counting on it working, but if it works, they could be the surprise this year because there's talent on that roster.
Well, the Jets are doing what you should, and it's identifying franchise players, locking them up throughout their prime. You look at Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner, and realizing that these guys have already played at a high level, will continue to play at a high level. If they're 24, 25 years old, you sign them to those 4 or 5 year deals, boom, you're set, and then you start addressing everything else. You do have a cheap quarterback contract when it's $20 million per year, 2 years for Justin Fields. You're hoping to catch lightning in a bottle. And if you can find something, just like level of consistency, whether it's the run game, Fields being able to get enough targets to Garrett Wilson for that contract to work, there's talent on this Jets roster, especially defensively. They've done a good job drafting players that they probably looking at this year, knowing that there's going to be a learning curve. It's a brand new coaching staff, but you're laying the foundation for the future. That's with those franchise players. And on it, if Justin Fields doesn't work, you're not in a bad position to get off that contract.
Yeah, but if it does work, like every year, somebody kind of comes out of nowhere, right? Like 2 years ago, the Vikings came out of nowhere, make the playoffs. Last year, who would it have been?
The Vikings last year with Sam Darnold having.
Oh yeah. Last year was a 14-3 year. Yeah. Last year was the Vikings. People are, every year people pick the Chargers because, well, I mean, Justin Herbert's there and they must be really good. And okay, until they do it, I'm done with them. If they get good quarterback play, the Jets can be that team. The division, the Bills are really good, but the Dolphins are iffy. The Patriots are iffy. Do you think I'm way, way, way off base here?
It could be a wild card team.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying. I don't think they win the division. Yeah, I don't think they win the division.
The one thing with Justin Fields, he can make the throws, but we haven't seen a consistent pocket presence.
Right.
And with those other guys, they were further along in the pocket.
Okay.
Than Justin Fields.
No, all I'm saying is if he makes that progress, if he started last year, didn't he go 4-0, 4-1, whatever it was, before they made the change to Russ?
Yeah, so it was winning. A lot of just don't lose the game.
Okay.
And I don't think the Jets are getting anywhere if it's 17 games of don't lose the game.
Most people aren't, to be honest. Most teams aren't. Give me a program. Give me a team that is. I mean, the Chiefs aren't that good either. Nobody's that good that it's just let me hand the ball off to a running back all day. Although people are saying that's what Jalen Hurts does, and they're full of crap. Right? I mean, nobody's getting there without – if they get what they're thinking. And I understand that's a big if, but I'm watching what they're doing. And okay, so if you're a Cowboy fan, are you sitting back and just go, man, why are they signing their stars and we're not?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that Jerry does, and I'm like, why are other people doing this and we're not? So it's definitely not the first of things that make me think that. But, yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of it does go into the drama and the attention being brought to them. And as sickening as it might feel to admit, I think Micah knows that. I think Jerry's pretty straightforward about that. I think he might even tell his players, like, we're going to wait this thing out a little bit just to cause a ruckus, but just know that it's fine, and we're going to get the deal taken care of.
Because I always get it done. Because
yes.
It always gets done. Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. Chiefs also handed out a bunch of money. Right guard Trey Smith signed yesterday. 4 years, $94 million. That is also a record. Every year every day is a record setter, right? I mean, every day we got to make it. You got to be paid $1 more than the last guy. So he's the highest paid interior lineman in league history. $70 million guaranteed, which is the most guaranteed money ever given in a contract to a guard in the NFL, the interior lineman. He's 26 years old. And again, there's another team that, to your point, JJ, I mean, here's a guy in his prime. I'm going to sign him for 4 years. I'm going to have him for his prime, and I'm going to pay him, and I'm going to keep him here and keep him happy. And protect my damn quarterback.
Yeah, and that's what the offseason for Kansas City has been. They've already get the consistency, 3 straight Super Bowl appearances, and then they go out there. And this is a guy that they drafted in 6th round who became a franchise guard for them. They've retooled the entire offensive line, plus they have a first-round pick at tackle that they don't have to force to get healthy over his knee injury in Josh Simmons, who was potentially top 15 talent in the draft if he did not hurt his knee before the draft. Kansas City is here because every year they find a way, whether it's they need to make something work on defense, they get it done. They realize they got to be better on the offensive line. They get it done.
All right, when we come back, Mark Andrews dropped a pass that would have extended the Ravens season at least, for a few more minutes, if not for another game. There's reaction to the tight end, what he's been taking the offseason. His quarterback is speaking about him. So I want to get into that when we get back. 505-246-0610. You're sending a bunch of emails, a lot of golf with the Open Championship starting tomorrow. Scotty Scheffler spoke today as well. So we'll get into some of that as well. 505-246-0610. Only one place to go if you're thinking about getting engaged. That is John Thomas Jewelers. It's where Albuquerque gets engaged, and now they have created something that makes it an absolute no-brainer for you. Not only are they the best jeweler in town, they're my jeweler. You'll understand. When you walk in the door, you'll see why it's different on the third floor of the Lewis University building across the street from the Coronado Mall. But now there is something called the No Regrets Engagement Ring, and it's exclusively at John Thomas Jewelers. So what is that? How do you know she's going to love the ring? Like, you go pick out rings, and you go to John's place right now, there's 3,000 bridal sets to pick from, and you can create your own, and if you make your own there, you'll see it in 3D, and they'll preview for you in 3D printed wax. But how do you know she's going to love it? She loves you. Well, they've got this deal going now. You've got an entire year after you propose to redesign the ring. So there's no penalty, not even on custom rings. Their rings come with a free lifetime nationwide warranty. Their diamonds are hand-selected by John Thomas Jewelers in Antwerp, Belgium, which is the diamond capital of the world. This is easy. There's nowhere else to go. It's the No Regrets Engagement Ring, and it's exclusively at John Thomas Jewelers. Go by, see them on the third floor of the Lewis University building on Louisiana. They're one block south of Manal, and see why they've been voted the best jeweler in Albuquerque for 5 straight years and voted one of America's coolest jewelry stores. It's John Thomas Jewelers, where Albuquerque gets engaged.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come.
Ironing a little bit, but you were nervous. I said earlier, like, Kyle Schwarber had a great career. He's had a great career. I don't know if yesterday was his greatest moment, but maybe his most memorable. People who don't watch baseball, but only watch the big events, the All-Star Game and stuff, might remember Kyle Schwarber for the guy, he hit the 3 home runs in the All-Star Game and the swing off. I think of Mark Andrews that way, JJ. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, Zay is in. Lamar Jackson has been throwing to Mark Andrews, his tight end, for years. Mark Andrews has been considered, because he is, one of the best tight ends in the National Football League. He dropped the ball at the end of the season last year. He lost a fumble in the fourth quarter with the Ravens trailing, and then he dropped the game-tying 2-point conversion. And the game ended right there in a playoff game. And so he's been taking a whole lot of bleep. And he responded to all this. I've had to eat a lot of bleep in the last however long it's been. But I'm excited to go show who I am, what I can be, and what I can help this team with, because I'm not done yet. JJ, his quarterback has gone out and defended him. He's been, I don't know, like for the last bunch of years, he's been a top 5's easy answer, and at times been top 2 or 3 tight end in the National Football League. But unfortunately, this guy might be remembered simply for that.
That's where he's at right now. Mark Andrews has always been a good tight end, a favorite amongst the fantasy football community over the years. But on the biggest stage, he dropped the ball. And this falls then on Lamar Jackson. And it gets into that question of, can you win Lamar Jackson? Can he ever get over the top? And the moments are right there. A chance to extend the game. It wasn't necessarily a game-winning play, but it would have tied it. Shifts pressure, shifts momentum. And now it's something that you have to go out there and get over. But that's what we remember, man. It's the biggest moment in sports. It's the way they say legends are created in the postseason. It's because you don't remember what happens week 7, week 4. But the playoffs, with Lamar Jackson trying to take that step with these guys, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, trying to be the guys that dethrone Patrick Mahomes, that push forward, that back up the regular season MVP. Well, it's the biggest moments in the postseason, and Mark Andrews dropped the ball.
And that's why I believe that we put too much emphasis when we talk about the GOATs. And you have to have emphasis. But on flat-out quarterbacks specifically, and how many rings you have. Now, look, you got to win, but does Eli have 2 if David Tyree doesn't put one on his hat, right, and catch a ball? He doesn't. Does Lamar win this game if Mark Andrews makes the catch and go on to the next round? Maybe, because this would have tied the game and extended the game, but they lose because of it. You hear all the time, and when I sit at these media day things, I can't tell you how many times I heard it last week in the Big 12. Football is the ultimate team sport, and it is. And I don't care how damn good a quarterback is. Somebody's got to make plays behind him and around him, in front of him, right? And that's why I sometimes wonder, do we put too much emphasis on that? Because Lamar's making plays, but people around him have to make them as well. And Mark Andrews is a stud, dude. Mark Andrews has had a great career. Not a good career, a great career.
I think last year, this was one of not only the first times for Lamar, but I think the only other times I can remember seeing it in recent memory was with Joe Burrow when he made it to the Super Bowl, and Pat Mahomes when he lost in the Super Bowl, where you see for the first time it's like, okay, we give the QB a pass. I think Lamar, maybe not to the extent that Burrow and Mahomes got it those years because they made it to the Super Bowl, and that's kind of what the knock is on Lamar. But I think watching that game, I think that was the first time where even if you are someone who's knocking on Lamar, it was really hard to blame him, even if you were trying your hardest.
But he still didn't get by. It's like I think of the Josh Allen game, the 13-second game, right? Where he led a drive in Kansas City against the Chiefs, and they scored with 13 seconds to go. But the knock is, well, he can't get by Mahomes. Well, holy bleep, what more do you have to do? His defense couldn't keep him out of. Well, it was a field goal, but couldn't keep him off the scoreboard for 13 freaking seconds.
Yeah,
but yet he takes the hit.
I do think there's a difference though in the between saying, oh, this guy can't get over the hump and this guy can't beat that player. I do think no matter how crazy the game goes, I think you can still have to sit back and be like, can he? Because maybe at the same time, if you're saying, oh, Allen can't beat Mahomes, maybe you're also saying that Mahomes sees Allen on the other side and he's like, no, I refuse to lose.
Well, but tell me in this situation, what's the difference between beating that guy and getting over the hump? Because that guy is the hump right now.
In that situation, great point.
I mean, he is.
I guess he's the hump for everybody, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the hump.
Getting over the hump means beating Mahomes right now, doesn't it?
But Lamar also didn't. He lost to the Bills, right?
Lamar lost to the Bills, yeah.
Yeah, I think his hump is getting to the Super Bowl.
Dude, there's 4 of those guys right now, and one of them has a bunch of rings, and the other ones don't. In the AFC, the other ones are, and pick your order. It's Lamar and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, right? And one of the others has been to a Super Bowl. The others can't even get there yet. And I said, can't even. Again, what more did Josh Allen have to do? Like, if they don't come down and have that legendary 13-second drive, that Allen drive is legendary. It is. Ultimate team game. 505-246-0610. It's media day for the Mountain West. We're in Vegas with that. We'll continue when we get back. Lots of NFL stuff going as camps are getting open. Boys, it is football season. I'll explain to you why I had to bring these 2 footballs with me on the airplane. And how the hell I found room for them. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch.
Got it?
No.
Yeah.
Preseason polls do not mean anything.
Thank you, Coach.
They don't. Like it's fodder. There's going to be stories written about it, but we don't know in this era more so than ever. Like Boise State's Matson's coming back. Or excuse me, Maddox,
yeah.
Maddox Madsen. Their quarterback is back. He is a good quarterback. They return quality starters on both sides of the football, even with Ashton Jeanty in the NFL. That is still the best team in the conference. After that, you're just banking on a bunch of dudes from big name schools are going to be able to play right away at UNLV. And yeah, you have like 16, I think, number of like power conference transfers that came in. Not all of them are playing, man. So like that's hard. Then you look at a school like New Mexico, and it's, well, okay, you have a huge amount of production, but is that going to translate up? We don't know. That's why our eyes have to tell you the story.
Yeah. 4 first-year coaches of the 12 teams in this league. That's a third of the schools having first-year coaches. Fresno State with Matt Entz, Dan Mullins at UNLV, of course, Jason Eck at New Mexico, and Bronco Mendenhall at Utah State. And it's interesting, man. Like you've got one guy who's proven it in this league, right? I mean, Bronco has proven what he could do. He's going to be interesting over the next 2 days, whenever it is he speaks. And I wonder if there'll be any candor. You're going to get the robotic Bronco with these.
You know the answer to that question.
Yeah, and it'll be the robotic Bronco, I'm certain. But yeah, so there's the poll. Lobos are picked 11th out of the 12 teams, and they were 1 point better than Nevada when it came to the polls. All right, 505-246-0610. By the way, so I gave you this. So, Zay, remember? Did you ever get the brand new footballs when you played in Highlands? Like, I mean,
Highlands, no.
Like in the plastic wrap, it's it says Lobos on the side.
Oh,
like,
wow!
I mean, so I got 2 of these. Like, why? So JJ, our buddy Frank, called me. I'm in a meeting yesterday. It's doing bowl business. I'm in a meeting. My phone rings. It's Frank. I'm in a meeting. I silence it.
Mm-hmm.
He calls right back. I'm like, dude. He calls back, and the person with whom I'm meeting is like, you better take that. I'm like, dude, are you all right? Like, I mean, is Frank in trouble? It's like, why is Frank calling me? He's the sports information director at New Mexico. He's like, what time's your flight? I don't know, man. I'm in a meeting. I guess you've seen these things. Every school's got to have their helmets and their jerseys and their football.
Yeah.
He forgot footballs. Can you can you bring a football for me? Can you stop by? And I'm like, can you have someone bring it by my office? So I thought there was a football. There was 2. If you packed already, would you have room for 2 footballs?
That would be tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
That's kind of an ask.
Because they don't move. You can't squish them. They're
big, giant orbs.
Yeah. You got to deal with them how they came.
Yes. I thought about deflating them because I got to the office. I expected one. I'm like, all right, I got room for one in my backpack. There's 2 footballs. And then he texted me from the plane. He's like, did you get the balls? Yeah, you told me one. You need them both? Yes.
I got a funny. I always just carried my football around all the time to the point where my bus driver in elementary used to call me football boy because I'd always have my football. Because for recess, I took pride in recess. I'm like, I got a new NFL football, and I'm like, nah, we're gonna use my football at recess. So I'd always carry it around, and that's a hassle. It's definitely a hassle.
Well, it's just not like a baseball, right? It's not even like a basketball, right? It's just this big oblong orb. So, in the category of no good deed goes unpunished. I mean, how do you think that bag went through carry-on?
Yeah, that was probably...
I got pulled off to the side and had to wait an extra 10 minutes as she went through my bag.
Yeah.
You know what they say, Jeff? You got to make deposits so you can have credit later.
Yeah. I wonder when he's going to get his footballs. He hasn't mentioned to me that he wants them. I imagine I'm supposed to deliver them here.
Yeah, you need to take them down this morning.
I mean, it's something else. Anyway, look at that. My computer just shut down. The other one. 505-246-0610. All right. Yeah, the baseball all-star game last night with Kyle Schwarber hitting bombs, which, by the way, dude, I mean, we haven't really got into what he did. We talked about the performance. We talked about the process. We talked about, wow, that was really cool. How about Schwarber stepping up when it mattered at the end of the day and freaking just hitting 3 bombs that counted under pressure, and then the next guy, Jonathan Aranda, couldn't. I mean, there's pressure there. It's pretty impressive. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's the greatest athletic feat ever, but that's pretty damn impressive on that stage to perform the way he just did.
Well, the dude's hit World Series home runs, so I think stepping up in the All-Star game, it's a reminder that this guy has had a lot of success and is a really good baseball player. And it was clutch because those guys were feeling it, man. It was at the end, a swing off, only 3 swings to get it done, and Schwarber hit bombs.
Yeah, he did. I thought it was impressive. You know what I've realized over the last couple of days? I guess not realized, but been re-emphasized. You ever throw batting practice? Have you ever gone out there in a cage and just tried to groove them?
I've never thrown batting practice.
It's not that easy. I mean, it's like you've thrown a first pitch, right? Like, and we all can throw a baseball, but just grooving after grooving, the the role of the pitcher in these home run derbies should not be undervalued. And I don't know, am I reading too deep in this? Like, I watched Daddy Dumper the other day in the home run contest and how good he was. And I don't know, man. I as I'm watching these guys take pitches and balls just come in, there's pressure on that dude too, isn't there?
Yeah, if you throw in with some movement or can't get one in a certain zone, it's going to look bad.
Yeah, it was good. All right, you guys have sent a bunch of emails and a bunch of texts, and I'll get them. I got to bounce at the 9 o'clock hour, probably a little bit before that, and head on down to the commissioner's address. And probably got to deliver Frank's freaking footballs, right?
Yeah.
Should I text Frank, hey, are you coming to pick up your footballs? Should I charge a delivery service?
What if he's like, I figured it out. I actually did bring them.
That dude I passed on the street, that I'm going to give them to him so he could sell them, so he can go get himself some bourbon or whatever he needs on the street. Yeah, that's who's getting it. All right, 505-246-0610. We'll get into what you have to say when we get back. And was a golfer barred from a locker room at the U.S. Open? Because, I mean, you don't think a golfer's ripping up the locker room, do you? Golfers? Beating the hell out of the locker room? We'll get into that, too. Hey, Rebath is the largest full bath remodeling company in the country. They're the fastest growing as well, but they're locally owned, and they take a lot of pride in this community. And I suggest if you're thinking about a bathroom remodel, Rebath is your spot. Went by there about 2 weeks ago. Walked through the whole facility. Just really, really impressed with what they have. And then sat down with Cole McCamey, who the former Lobo quarterback, who is, along with his wife Sarah, the owners of the local Rebath, and realized what they do and that they're the only spot. They do it all, floor to full remodel. Look, we all have our blind spots. I'm not a general contractor. I'm going to guess you're not either. But they do this. This is what they do. They give you complete peace of mind. There's no risk on this. They handle everything from A to Z, and they do it insanely well. If you've got a family member who's aging and you need accessibility, they can provide ADA-compliant grab bars, and so you'll know that your loved ones are safe. If you have no idea what you want, they'll walk you through it. They have tons of examples for you to look at to get ideas. They're reputable. They have a nationwide warranty and locally owned and operated. They're available from southern Colorado all the way to southern New Mexico. Efficient, convenient, full bathrooms are done within 5 days. What happens is they send a consultant out to you. You get an estimate, and once they start, that crew is dedicated to your job, not running around to other jobs. Rebath of Albuquerque is your spot. No high pressure, solution-based, insanely wonderful, great quality work. You'll be thrilled. Call Rebath, make an appointment. It's 505-312-8922, 505-312-8922.
This report is sponsored by all.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 294-7684 or visit HansWillerAuto.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavis, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Scotty Scheffler spoke today about family. He said if I felt golf ever got in the way of my relationship with my wife or me being a dad, I'd walk away. He says my wife thanks me for what I do, and I go home and thank her for what she does. Interesting comments from the number 1 player in the world ahead of the Open Championship today. It's the opening drive. Jeff Sabieta, J.J. Buck. The Open Championship is tomorrow. Meanwhile, Oakmont Country Club has banned Wyndham Clark, one of the golfers, from the property after he damaged his locker after missing the cut last month at the U.S. Open. I with all due respect, and maybe this is stereotypical, when I think about dudes getting banned from somewhere for doing damage to the locker room, golfers are kind of last on the list where I'm going. Aren't they?
Wouldn't be your first guess.
I guess they sent a letter to their members, and the president of the club said they reached the decision after multiple discussions with the United States Golf Association and the club's board. The letter said the ban could be lifted if Clark pays for damages, makes a, quote, meaningful contribution to a charity selected by the club, and undergoes counseling and or anger management therapy. I wonder what he did, man. Several of you inquired about the situation involving Wyndham Clark. Why do I want to read this in a British accent? I don't even know why they're in Pittsburgh. And the steps being taken in response to his recent behavior. Following multiple discussions with the USGA and the OOC board, Mr. Clark will no longer be permitted on property. Okay. I'm beautiful. Look, this is the guy who won the U.S. Open in 2023. The LA Country Club Open. He made a bogey on the final hole of the second round. He missed the cut by 1 stroke. I get being pissed. I make bogey on the last hole. I missed the cut. I'm not getting paid. I get it. And he's apologized for his behaviors. Quote, I've had a lot of highs and lows in my career, especially this year some lows. I made a mistake that I deeply regret. I'm very sorry for what happened, but I also like to move on, not only for myself, but for Oakmont and for USGA, and kind of focus on the rest of the year and things that come up. So he beat the hell out of the locker room. I don't know why I find that funny. I just, yeah, it's crazy to me. All right, 505-246-0610. The text line is up this morning. YouTube star Grant Hovart turns down a sponsor exemption to play in a PGA Tour tournament because he couldn't film his own content. YouTube golfers always want to play on the tour and have series where they try to qualify. This guy had the shot of a lifetime and threw it away. Ego or just afraid to show his audience he can't cut it with the pros on tour? Travis asked that question. JJ, had you heard that story? Because I had not.
Yes.
Okay, so is it ego or is he afraid to show his audience he can't cut it with the pros on tour?
Well, one, it's a content decision because they said they were not allowing him to film his round for his YouTube.
Okay.
And then there's probably an element of, all right, you go out there and you don't look good. Does that hurt? But I don't think really, because you're still in a different space. You're out there just creating golf content on YouTube. You're not necessarily, PGA Tour presence constantly. And I guess if he wanted to be on the tour, he would have taken it. But this is just more about branding and social media content.
Yeah, I'm not. So I haven't heard the story, so I'm not sure why. I mean, I guess it's a rights thing, right? For the PGA, they're not letting people out there, and I mean, is that them being stuffy, or is that just kind of a rights thing where you can't just go use our content?
Well, yeah, would be. I think it's a rights thing because he would just be filming his round in content, but
yeah,
you have your rights holders, and that's a media thing across the board.
All right. This story surprised me. Do you collect? I mean, I know I've got a lot of trophies and awards, and I think most people, when you win something, keep awards, right? I mean, like some people have a trophy room. Do you keep those things?
I have an NBA award still.
Yeah,
that we've won, stuff like that.
Xander Schauffele has won 8 times on the PGA Tour. He's won a gold medal. He said he doesn't know where they all are. He said he doesn't keep them at his house, and they might be in a bank or a vault. But the gold medal, he says, I actually have no idea where the gold medal is, to be honest with you. He celebrates and then he moves on. He's like he doesn't keep trophies. I find that to be kind of cool. I just don't know if that I would do that.
I don't think it's cool to not know where a gold medal is.
Really?
I don't think that's
no. The gold medal I think is different.
Like this. I understand like the whole Scotty Scheffler thing of not wanting to be consumed by it or hurt your life, etc. But you play to win the game, and when you're not doing this at a high level, like I don't think it's just ego look at me, but to have that to show what you've accomplished, to show others, is something you're gonna want.
Yeah, I don't think there's a problem in displaying stuff. But there's almost a freedom of letting it go. I don't know. I couldn't get there. I don't think I could ever get there.
It would bum me out. Like that's to not know where a gold medal is.
Yeah, if I won a gold medal, I damn know well where it is. And if I won the PGA Championship, I'd know where the Wanamaker Trophy's displayed. Like I would know where these trophies are. Yeah, I couldn't be that guy. But there's part of me that respects it. Like, and I don't know why. I don't know why I respect that so much. And maybe it's the lack of the look at me, this. I don't do it for the trophies, but don't you? I mean, you do it to win, and the trophies are emblematic of winning, right?
No, the checks are cashing and the bank account's full, so that feels good and everything.
Well, it's like the guys with Super Bowl rings, right? I mean, I don't think that's ostentatious when a guy shows up at a charity event and he's wearing his ring, because everybody wants to try it on. I remember when I met Bob Miller, the longtime voice of the LA Kings, and I tried on his Stanley Cup championship ring. Like, that was so cool. And everybody wants, like, have you ever tried on a Super Bowl ring? Roy Gerella, the Aggie, the former Aggie, who's the kicker for the Steelers, regularly comes up. I remember the first time Audra put on that ring, and it was cool, dude. It's a Super Bowl ring, and here, try it on. I think that's kind of cool. I don't know, this story just kind of, I was like, wow, that's different. I don't know that I've ever heard of that. All right, on the email, Lobo Hobo says, sounding strong from Vegas, Jeff, that Mile High OD training is paying off. Yes, it is. Thank you. Jeff, yesterday it looked like they were testing how much water the duck pond could hold. I think this duck pond's going to be filled to the brim. It's from Gopher. Thank you for that. Carl is gun shy. Jeff, the last few years, no one's drank more Kool-Aid than Carl. First with Timex Terry. That was Terry Wilson, who played 5 games and disappeared. I think I saw his picture on a milk carton the other day. Then it was the 4 Horsemen. None are still with the program, so pardon me if I'm not going to go crazy over Lobo football this time around. I got no problem with you. You're not going crazy. JJ, nobody's saying buy in and think they're going to win a damn championship and go crazy. I don't think that's it at all. And you don't have to buy into anything. This just came down, though. The all Mountain West preseason team. And a couple of Lobos are on it. When we come back, can I tell you who they are, JJ? And maybe give Carl something to go quote-unquote crazy about?
Get excited.
Yeah, here, I'll get something for you, Carl, when we get back. The all-conference preseason team just came out. And I'll tell you which Lobos are on it when we get back. 505-246-0610. Property crime's real. You know it. Officer shortage is real. You know it. That's why I trust International Protective Service. IPS is affordable private security. They protect my home. They protect businesses all over Albuquerque and Santa Fe. You see them everywhere. You see them in your community. You see them on the roads. You see them at the stores. They keep the bad guys away. IPS has been doing this for years. They have officers placed all around Albuquerque, now in Santa Fe. They react quickly when an alarm goes off. 7 minutes or less is their typical response time to properties which they monitor. Police take a long, long time. There's just not enough of them. IPS provides standing guards if you would prefer eyes on your property around the clock. They install alarms and camera systems. They've got a state-of-the-art facility monitoring those cameras 24/7. It all raises the level of security around your home and your business. So I ask you all the time, who's watching your home when you're not there? I hope it's the good guys. Call IPS, see what they can do for you. The number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
26 minutes. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. A pair of FCS All-American transfers for the Lobos have been named preseason All-Conference. The running back, Scott Trey Humphrey, and kick returner Abraham Williams have been named preseason All-Mountain West by a vote of the coaches and the media. The 2 honorees are the first preseason award winners, JJ, since 2023. The 2 ties for the most for UNM since 2017 for the University of New Mexico. Did you see the whole preseason all-conference team?
Yes.
You got that as well? I don't know if there's a ton of surprises on here. And again, it's just so hard. Maddox Madsen, the returning quarterback for Boise State, is the quarterback on there. Scott Trey Humphrey and Jaden Thomas from UNLV are the running backs. JJ, I'm going to have to relearn this league. That's what I realized. I mean, I know seriously.
Every year.
Yeah. Yeah. Offensive Player of the Year is Maddox Madsen. Defensive Player of the Year, Trey White, the edge rusher from San Diego State, and the Special Teams Player of the Year, Gabe Placencia, the senior kicker for San Diego State. Boy, I'll tell you what, they can't find a quarterback, but they can find kickers, can't they?
Got kickers, special teams.
I mean, they can't find a damn. It is something else at San Diego State. All right, so that happened, and then it's again, Gloria Navarro is going to speak here in a little bit. It's going to be really interesting what she has to say, considering what happened yesterday and the mediation not yielding any results and going where they're going. Hey, by the way, I meant to show you this. So, you know, when you go into hotel rooms, there's magazines. It's usually, you know, whatever the city is or whatever. I didn't even know these existed. Fantasy Football 25 magazine was sitting in the hotel room when I walked in. Like, don't think I'm not taking
That's good reading right there.
Well, I mean, like it's all for you right there in your hand on your computer and your phone and but when was the last time you bought a fantasy football magazine? Right?
I usually buy the preseason college football ones.
Okay.
Like Phil Steele or Athlon Sports.
Which I like. Yeah.
Like that, but it's been a minute for fantasy football.
Zay, do you play fantasy football? Where's Zay? Oh, never mind, he ain't there. I wonder if he's ever bought a fantasy football magazine. Zay? I see him. All right, never mind. All right, let me give you some more of what you're in on 505-246-0610. And the email's jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. This one says, on the tee from the USA, Tiger Woods. It's just not the same, Jeff. I'm not at the edge of my seat waiting to hear on the tee from the USA, Sam Burns. I understand. And tell us with all due respect, you're either going to go with it or you're not. I mean, he's not, you know, it is what it is. All right. And then I got Gene Isotopes. It's a big week, isn't it? I don't know. Is it? I mean, is it a big week? They got the bye or whatever. They're on All-Star break, right? But they don't play an All-Star game in AAA anymore? There's no more AAA All-Star game, right? But they have a futures game, which sometimes some of them get invited to. Whatever. Yeah, they're back at it. And they home on Friday? They are home on Friday. Yeah, schedule. I think it's Reno.
Yeah, they have 3 games against Reno.
Yeah, look at that. All right. 505-246-0610. If you got whatever you got. You got response to the fact that there is a fantasy football magazine because I didn't even know it. This is kind of a good one though, dude. You can find a publication to make you feel however you want about a player, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you know I'm on that Alvin Kamara. What do I do with that? Do I keep him? Do I not? He's going to be. He's the only thing they got, but they're horrible. But what do you do? And he's hitting that 30-year-old year. And I can find someone to tell me do it, and somebody to tell me to stay away.
Yes, that's the challenge is sorting through all the data, all the facts, all the opinion, and then just going with what you want to do, man. It's fantasy football.
Yeah,
Have
it's
some
the
fun.
salary cap thing that's just beating me up, though. You know what I'm saying? That's where we are. All right, what do you guys got this in the Zay and Jay hour? What do you guys got coming up there?
A whole lot of something.
All right, yes, and really good something. We didn't hit this, and this is I don't know what if I want to laugh, I want to be alarmed. Shaquille O'Neal has warned Robert Griffin III. Okay, Shaquille O'Neal and Robert Griffin III are in the same story. Shaq, the NBA legend, Robert Griffin III, the Baylor legend. Shaq warned Robert Griffin III to stop posting about Angel Reese or I'll punch you in the face, is what he said. And look, we'd lose our mind if somebody else said that, right? But it's Big Shaq. He's funny. He can do whatever he wants. He's done. So he called out the former quarterback. Now, and RG3's everywhere. He's a media personality. He basically told him to stop commentary about Angel Reese, the WNBA star. And he said that if you don't, I will punch you in the bleeping face. Angel Reese is everywhere. Polarizing, you love her, you don't, whatever. Whatever. She's got the rivalry with Caitlin Clark, or maybe she doesn't, but she's Angel Reese. And I'm glad she's kind of got her own identity now. RG3 tweet. This is, man, I'm not going into the whole thing. But tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese, and I'm going to punch you in your bleeping face. Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but stop it, bro. You got your job. You got your podcast. Leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her to respond. Effing stop it. That's the last time, okay? Thank you. What do you think of Shaq jumping in the middle of this and protecting his girl Angel Reese from Robert Griffin III?
Well, so RG3 was trying to call out people because there was a racist cover that was reposted, and so he said, this is stuff is not okay, this needs to stop. And then people are like, dude, what are you doing? You're just amplifying that instead of calling it out, because Angel Reese is one of the WNBA cover athletes for the new video game NBA 2K26.
Okay.
And so RG3 was like, hey, this needs to stop, blah blah blah, but he's playing into that Clark Reese narrative, which just won't go away for something.
I mean, the reason why RG3 is getting the backlash is, if you know the history between him and Angel Reese, he's definitely, it was one of those things where, say someone does something to you, Jeff, right, and you feel like, I want to get them back someday. And there's something, and you see everyone's kind of getting on about something, and you're like, all right, you know what, I'm not going to hop on, but you kind of, like, say there's like a picture going around, right, or like somebody gets caught, I don't know, say they got like a stain in the back of their pants or something, and it's like, all right, for everyone who keeps showing this picture around, it's not funny, leave it alone. But then there's so many people who had never seen that photoshopped. Like, there was a Photoshop picture of Angel Reese, but there was a monkey where her head was. There was a monkey's head. And this picture, I hadn't seen it until RG3 posted it. So RG3 took it, and then before he went on to say, oh, this isn't cool, he was like, now surely Angel Reese is somebody who posted a picture that got my family in danger and did this to my family, and I don't agree with that, and I would never do that back to her. But this isn't cool, yada, yada, yada. So he basically came out saying, like, now Angel Reese posted something that had caused me harm, so I'm not trying to do that back to her, and then puts up the... That's more so what it was. There's so many people who had never seen the Photoshop.
So who posted this Photoshop?
RG3 posted the Photoshop.
No. Who created it? Who made it?
It was like some fan. It was like some trolls who created it, and RG3 takes it, puts it on his Twitter with an angel, with a monkey head where Angel Reese's head was, and it's like, hey, this isn't cool. Knowing that thousands and thousands of people who had never seen it were going to see it. So many people are like, I never saw this until he posted it.
So he should have left it alone, and theoretically it would have gone away.
He could have.
Is he that big that he?
On social media, when it comes to Angel Reese, yes, because him and Ryan Clark had the big fallout and there's drama behind it. So right now, RG3 is currently definitely bigger for this than, unfortunately, his rookie season and his Baylor days. It's going to be, this is now overtaken as far as in 2025 at least.
Well, I mean, if Shaq actually punches him in the bleeping face, then yes.
Yeah.
But okay, so if someone else threatens somebody else with violence, we have a problem. I mean, I'm not saying we should. Please don't take it there. but because we isn't us. But for crying out loud, I mean, we lose our mind over everybody saying everything, and Shaq threatens to knock a guy out. And it's Shaq, it's funny, which I'm fine with. I don't have a problem with. But how come those people who normally have a problem with that aren't losing their mind?
Yeah, I don't know. Shaq's definitely, I also think Shaq's being, like, he's a character. Like, if Ryan Clark would have said this, it would have been a bigger deal. But I think because Shaq is Shaq, he kind of gets that card. He can kind of say whatever he wants to an extent.
All right, you guys got the rest of the way?
Got it.
I got to go deliver Frank's footballs. What am I supposed to do? I got to get downstairs for the commissioner's address, and I'll give you everything that I got from it tomorrow. I'll try to get a few pieces for the show tomorrow. Zay and Jay will take you the rest of the way, and stay with them, 505-246-0610. And I will catch up with you guys. I guess you want to do this again tomorrow morning?
Do it.
I mean, this worked, right?
think it worked.
You like the
pretty
wardrobe
smooth.
change?
I do. It's quick.
Yeah, it was quick. All right, let me tell you about LaBarge Landscape real quick before I get out of here, because they're coming over into the house and taking care of my mess. I've neglected my yard. It wasn't intentional. It just got away from me. I need a cleanup, and I need an irrigation system overhaul. My sprinkler systems need taken care of. And there was only one place. It was LaBarge Landscape. They have over 80 years of experience. They are professional. They are incredible. They are detail-oriented. They will respect your property. They do what they say they're going to do, and they are the best at doing what they say they are going to do. They're bonded. They're licensed. They're insured. That means you know they're going to do the job and do the job right. That means they're going to finish the job. They're not some fly-by-night company that comes in, you pay them, and you can't find them again. They're family-owned. They're family-operated. They're local. They specialize in professional landscape construction, maintenance, cleanups, irrigation, synthetic turf, walls, design, whatever it is, you need it. LaBarge is the answer. They take pride in their work in every single job and treat your home, treat your property as if it's their own. Call them. Even if you don't know what you want, they'll come out and they'll help you design what it is you want. If you need maintenance schedule, there's no better place. LaBarge Landscaping is online at labargelandscape.com, LABARGE.com. That's labargelandscape.com, or 505-345-3000.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families Indy Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry.
State of the Union, State of the Conference, State of whatever. They're usually things that, they're there. Do we really need to tune in? This morning, I am fascinated. The questions that are going to be asked and the stance and tone from the Mountain West Conference, where Nevada is getting ready to take the stage in a few minutes in Las Vegas. Mountain West media days are on us for football. Jeff Simbetta out there, so he's going to be there doing his thing, bouncing around, talking to the commissioner and others. He'll have a full recap and update tomorrow. But as stuff comes out, we'll keep you updated the rest of the morning, clips and quotes on the X and other social media platforms, because the Pac-12 and Mountain West are going to court. The mediation went nowhere as the schools could not reach a resolution over the $150 million plus in total exit fees and poaching penalties. So the Pac-12, Pac-State Conference, schools leaving the Mountain West Conference saying, you know what, all this is BS. We're going to take our ball and leave. And we're not going to live up to any contracts we signed, because why would we do that? Mountain West is going, nope, you signed it. We were not holding you hostage in a room. We're not threatening you with anything. The contract was there. You wanted to play us on a football schedule, and knowing the potential of what could happen down the line, here's things in the contract, you signed it. Now, both sides feel like they're going to win. It's going to go to court, and as you've seen, I'm sure on social media following this, billable hours win again for the lawyers in the Pac-12 and Mountain West Conference. But coaches, athletes, not going to be a big talking point for them. They're going to be asked about it, I think, when we get into the season and we have these games between the teams that are leaving that you're going to be playing for the final time in a while. There's going to be definitely buzz during that week. But specifically today, it's how the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference handles it and just the tone and how she answers certain things. It's a legal matter, so of course you're not going to get too in-depth in anything. But I'm very curious to see how she handles it, because it's questions, and the questions are coming from the schools that are leaving, man. You're gonna, Boise is going to be out there, San Diego media out there, like questioning the commissioner, really pushing back on why are you doing this, are you hurting these teams, etc. But this seems pretty cut and dry, and it feels like the Mountain West Conference was willing to take a step back, but not as big of a step back as the Pac state teams wanted them to take. Now it's going to court. And you have that storyline out there along with the final year of the Mountain West Conference. We got preseason polls out. What do those actually mean? I am more interested, though, in the preseason conference teams getting a thought of who some of the marquee players in the conference is going to be. And there is an interesting dynamic when it comes to a team that went heavy in power conference transfers versus a team like the Lobos that has a lot of FCS production coming up, and what the thoughts were with the preseason all-conference team. We'll get into that. The hype train for a quarterback that is the best thing since sliced bread, but has really yet to do it. But he is made to succeed at the highest level. We're rolling along on ProView. Adrian holding it down. Say, JJ, the opening drive right here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Hour.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico, This is Gallus.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
Show that shit better than all my intentions. I can show that you got my attention. CEO, baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing.
AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
You can look at returning production and get an idea. The transfer portal, players coming in, what they've done. But preseason polls, now more so than ever, it's not so sure. There's definitely some certainties across the board. Of course, for your Boise State, the talent, the quarterback play. After that, it's a question mark. And there's so many teams in the Mountain West Conference that can talk themselves into being a 6+ win team. It's talking day. The offseason went well. Everyone's feeling good, as you should, before camp starts. Mountain West Media Days in Vegas. Jeff Symbieta on his way right now to listen to Commissioner Gloria Nevarez speak, which I think is going to be a fascinating state of the conference, especially the news yesterday that the Pac-12 and Mountain West are taking their battle over the exit fees to court. And so that's going to be there. Then you have the coaches and the players talking about the offseason, this and that. But one thing really jumped out to me, and that was the preseason all-conference team. JJ Buck, Zay Johnson with you. It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal. You have to take the preseason polls with a grain of salt, but I am really interested in the all-conference team. I want to know who could be some of the foundational pieces on these teams. Who are you looking at as being the leaders on the field? And no surprise, Maddox Madsen, the quarterback from Boise State, is the preseason all-conference quarterback. But what was interesting to me is the dynamic between two teams that took a different approach to the offseason. And that was, of course, UNLV. You got Dan Mullen, former SEC coach, coming over, and they went big in terms of power conference transfers. 16 players on their roster transferred in from power conference schools. So we're talking, they have a pair of quarterbacks. They got Anthony Colandetta from Virginia, Alex Orji from Michigan. The running back room is Utah, Penn State. Wide receivers, Florida, Pitt, Texas, Arizona State, LSU, Utah, Bama. So, power conference dudes. So they went big there. And then you have the Lobos. That went with FCS production. Of course, Jason Eck, a coach coming over from Idaho. Had a lot of connection with these guys, the FCS level. Saw them produce, saw them play not just at an all-conference, all-American level at the FCS football, but when they played Division I games, what these players were able to do. And what was interesting to me is, a lot of the preseason all-conference team, of course, is going to be guys that the people that have voted on have seen, that did something in the Mountain West last season. But UNLV gets 2 on the preseason all-conference team, as do the Lobos. So UNLV gets their running back, Jaden Thomas, on, and he was a All-Mountain West second-team selection last year. And they also got their senior linebacker, Marcel McDuffie, on it. For the Lobos, they get Scott Trey Humphrey, who's probably the most hyped player going into the season for Lobo football, the junior, and then the Abraham Williams, the secondary player, but he was voted as the preseason kick returner of the year. That's going to be interesting. Because yes, obviously, to land at places like I just listed off, you're talented. And it works both ways. There's not a perfect way to build a team anymore. There's not, it just has to be power conference players that are taking a step down. But, these two are polar opposites right now. When you look at it, UNLV go and, hey, we have power conference guys that were recruited at a high level. Who knows what happened? Maybe they just had guys ahead of them, couldn't get their break yet, but they're going to come to UNLV and succeed. And then you got New Mexico, which is like, hey, we have a lot of experience at the FCS level, guys that produce at a really high level. They're going to take a step up. I think both ways can work, but I just think it's really fascinating that we see such a polar opposite in a conference, and we're going to get to see firsthand kind of which style can work and how quickly it works.
It's kind of one of those things where it's kind of the origin of people saying, don't try to be somebody else, be yourself. Yeah. The reason is because you're made up of different components, and, for any body or any team in this, conversation to be their best, you've got to approach everything you're doing with the resources you have, like based off the resources you have, based off your situation. And I think it would just be impossible for UNM to try to mimic UNLV's approach because they don't have UNLV's resources. What I do commend them for is, that's when you have to sit back and say, okay, what are we given? This is not going to change. We got to figure out a way to turn this thing around one way or another. So, kudos to them for that at least.
Yeah, you're right there. It's the style that got you there. There's Dan Mullen, a high-level coached SEC football, so he had that power conference feel, those connections, and they were able to get more of those guys interested in going to Las Vegas, taking their talents there this season. And then you look at what Jason Eck did at Idaho, and he brought in his quarterback, Jake Lane. He brought in his running back, Sean Buchanan. But then, of course, there's another big sky player in Damian Bankston from Weber State, Scott Trey Humphrey from Montana State. So going with what what got these guys to this position. And I am just really interested to see, because I think both can work. You absolutely see players that you never know exactly what it is, but you take a step down and go, all right, yeah, that's why this guy was recruited to go play at power conference school. And then there's absolutely dudes at the FCS level that can play at the highest level. Timing, grades, coaching staff, etc. There's a ton of things that play into it. And looking at the Mountain West this year, that's why in talking season, this is one that makes sense. All these teams can talk themselves into having a good season. You look down, and yeah, the preseason conference poll is out. We just talked about it. But if I'm saying you run down, why should Team X, why should Team Y feel good about themselves? We look at Air Force, slow start. They won their last 4 games of the season. Return a lot of those players. Hawaii, with what Alhado did the last game of the season to the Lobos, they feel like, okay, they're going to have an offense that can flourish in that Timmy Chang system. You look at a team like Wyoming, bring Kate Anderson back with some of the stuff on the offensive line. San Jose State, we've talked about them a lot over the last few weeks, returning quarterback play. Jay Norvell. So running down the list of all these teams, they're going to talk themselves into being a 6+ win team. And that's why I think the Mountain West is going to be a lot of fun. Not just the drama that's occurring off the field.
I always love that.
There's that. The packed state schools, but the fan bases that play on the field for the last ride of the Mountain West Conference. I do expect this to be a really fun season. Is it going to be the best year ever? I don't necessarily think that, but I think it's going to be one of the most competitive seasons ever because there's so many question marks, because there's so much turnover in this era of college football. Now, I think the competitiveness is going to come from teams trying to run down Boise State. They still have the foundation. They still have the talent to be the outright regular season champ and host the conference championship game. But to me, it is wide open, and I don't think UNLV is unbeatable. I don't think San Jose State is just going to pick up and get going just because they return a quarterback, and I'm really interested in watching this play out this season. And a team like New Mexico, you look at what they do. Now, you have Michigan and UCLA, 2 of your first 3 games. But what you have to do when you got Idaho State and New Mexico State is coming to that first 4, 2-2. Hopefully, you've established yourself with a healthy quarterback, Jake Lane. The run game is living up to the hype, and then you give yourself an opportunity down the stretch. But Mountain West football, I think it's going to be fascinating this season. The storylines on and off the field. It's opportunity for so many teams to feel like they have a shot at getting to a bowl game this season. And when it is one of those weeks, when you're playing a San Diego State, you're playing a Boise State for the last time, and who knows how long, with the conference change coming in next year, and of course a Utah State game with Bronco Mendenhall, there's going to be plenty of buzz and interest and reason to care about Lobo football this season. 505-246-0610, Sports Animal Hotline and text line for you this morning. So we'll keep our eyes on the social media for some of the stuff that starts to come out from Gloria Nevarez, the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference, as she addresses everyone at Mountain West Media Days today, and of course have a much larger breakdown on it tomorrow as well. We come back on the other side. The hype train in college football, it is officially Archie's time, and is he going to live up to the hype? And Texas, are they going to win the SEC? Get into that next. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls.
Hype season is in full force, but it's been a minute since we have a college quarterback that hasn't done anything, and it is the number one overall pick. You think back the last few years, bouncing around, it was Trevor Lawrence had that hype as a sophomore, like, oh, this dude's going to be the number one pick. Caleb Williams for a little bit, and it's been Archie Manning. But Archie Manning has had to wait behind Quinn Ewers. And now it's finally Archie time in Texas. It's media day season. It's talking season for college football. SEC in full force. Mountain West is underway this morning. JJ Buckstate Johnson holding it down with you here on The Sports Animal. So Archie Manning met with the media. He said, quote, "It's weird. I really haven't deserved any of this, so just trying to play along and play ball." So Manning threw 9 touchdowns in 10 appearances last year. He rushed for 4 touchdowns. He started games against Louisiana Monroe, Mississippi State. Also just came in off the bench and threw 4 touchdowns in its UTSA. The dude is talented, and it's the last name that has kept him in the conversation this long without playing. But Archie Manning, if there was anyone that would be prepared for this, it would be him. And the fact that he was patient, his family, they never said anything. He didn't get anything for Peyton or Eli over the top. I think that is why Archie Manning is going to live up to the hype. That he took his time, stayed at Texas, and now it's his show. And I do think when you watch Archie Manning play, you're going to be like, yeah, this is one of the best quarterbacks in college football.
Yeah, I think what really helps him out, too, is given the position. I think quarterback's one of those positions where, say it was one of those situations where you adopted a kid, right, and you're a former great quarterback. You can still take a kid that has no genes of yours and still turn him into an elite quarterback, because when it comes down to it, it's a lot of it, I'd say 90% is mental. And then you go into it, and then you just get them to throw accurate passes. And I feel like everything when it comes to a quarterback, not everything can be taught, but the basics of it can be taught. You can be molded into a great pocket passer. I think any human being, if you're practicing it from a young age, throwing, accuracy, I think you can turn yourself into a good pocket passer. But in his case, I think he's got everything. He's got the genetics. I mean, you got Peyton, who's known as one of the smartest quarterbacks ever. And then you got Eli, who he was gutless, wasn't scared to throw any pass. I think he's in the dad. That's not Arch Manning, is it? It is Arch. The dad's Arch. So it's Archie and Arch, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you got the dad of Peyton and Eli, who also was a quarterback. Is all the signs point to. I look at it like with the Currys, with shooting. You know, they may not be the greatest defenders, but it's like when it comes to the art of shooting, they can all go into a gym and hit a shot. And I think when it comes to the Mannings, I think they're going to be able to throw a football and read a defense.
Yeah, and it's one thing to have, as you said, you know, the last name and just kind of that track record, but it's hard to back it up. And from Arch to Eli to Peyton, and now to Archie in that family, that's insane.
Yeah.
The first family of quarterbacks in football. And I do think it's fascinating because he's been the hype. You know, Quinn Ewers playing last year, everyone just talked about Archie.
Yeah, like put him in there.
Oh, this team could be better. Despite Texas, you know, going to the college football playoff, trying to make a run at a national championship. It's like, well, just wait. What if? Well, now we're here with the what if. And what really is impressive, and it's because of that family, it's how he holds himself, right? Just seeing the clips from him talking. He's cool, calm, and collected. The ability for him to kind of push off the spotlight in the moment, but embrace it at the same time. When he's like, well, it's weird. I haven't deserved this, but I'm just here to play ball. Like, he understands the moment. He knows how to play the game. And it's really impressive. And everyone is assuming that he would be the number 1 overall pick already. I feel like this is a kid that will play 2 years at Texas.
Wow. Yeah, that
will finish out his career and then go to the NFL draft, even with all the hype before the season starts of him being, you know, in consideration being the number 1 pick in 2026.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't shock me. And also what I think helps him when it comes to being the number 1 pick, you know, even if he does come out next year, is that NFL scouts, they really, really look at potential as well. So sometimes you may not, you know, you got guys that may not be the best college quarterback, but you're looking at him and you're like, okay, we think that he's definitely trending upwards. And I think it'd be hard, even if he had an off year, I think it'd be really, really hard to assume that he'll never figure it out. And I don't want to say just straight out the gate, like, oh, he's got Peyton and Eli, he'll figure it out. But that is kind of what I want to say. It's like whatever the issue is, I feel like it'll get fixed. You know, if there's something with his game that is not able to translate, I think he's got everybody in the corner to help it. It's not as simple as like with Bronny James. And you say, oh, he's got LeBron. He's smaller. It's a different game. He's asked to do a lot of things at a high level. This, it's like, look, just focus on what we're great at as Mannings. And I think that it's be really, really hard for him not to pull it off. I think it would have happened already, you know.
And in looking at this season, and not just the college football season, but in the 2026, you're talking about guys that came back. You look Drew Aller, Penn State, you know, trying to go on a run with the Nittany Lions, but of course trying to push his draft up. Clay Kubniak with Clemson, or even you look at LSU, you know, Garrett Nessmeyer. So you got guys that came back, guys that are going to be in that mix. And at the very top, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch the race for a college football national championship, and of course Archie Manning finally being the guy in Texas.
So I got a question for you. On average, you know, has there been more quarterbacks that came out early, and did good, or has it been more of a Bo Nix type of thing? Or is Bo Nix, like his situation, or Jay McDaniels, it's like might be putting things in a different trend? Or has it always kind of been like scattered? Because I feel like 10 years ago it was like, oh, they're great, they're getting out of there.
Yeah, I think it's I think in sports, because players, especially at the quarterback position, we're seeing a longer road for them to play.
Mm-hmm.
That teams aren't like, oh my gosh, we got to get the youngest guy possible.
Yeah.
Right? They know it's, hey, you can still be talented and a franchise player at 23, 24 years old at the quarterback position. Because you can, if you're that dude, you're locked in for 10 years. So I do think that teams are seeing the benefits of especially quarterbacks playing a little bit longer and still having that high ceiling. Because Jaden Daniels was that dude. Right? Arizona State, then LSU, he comes in. You look at the classes the last few years, like Caleb Williams was there. Drake May was there. Bo Nix was the guy that Auburn to Oregon. He still comes in with a high ceiling and plenty of room to grow because quarterbacks are still playing at a really high level, 36, 37, 38 years old.
Yeah.
Now, basketball, we still see, they love the 18, 19-year-old dudes at the top of the draft. But I think teams are realizing that, hey, if you're a talented quarterback, it doesn't matter if you're 24 or 21, you're going to still get plenty of time to play at the highest level in the NFL. 505-246-0610, Sports Animal Hotline and text line for you this morning. Keep an eye out on some of the early quotes coming out from Gloria Nevarez at Mountain West Media Days, especially yesterday with the news breaking that the Pac-12 and Mountain West are going to court because they could not come to a resolution in mediation over the $150+ million in exit fees and poaching penalties for the state teams to join the Pac State Conference. Keep an eye on that. It is opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Listen to 95.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience.
The general manager received a contract extension. All that means is there's just guaranteed money paid out if it doesn't work. But Poles is now aligned with Ben Johnson, first-year head coach, coming over from Detroit, the Lions' offensive coordinator, pairing them together for what they hope is a very successful future with Caleb Williams. The Ryan Poles has pulled off some good moves over the last few years. Of course, got Caleb Williams, but you remember it was the trade with the Panthers that also brought in DJ Moore, and then that's when Carolina went and got Bryce Young, Bears Whittier, they get Caleb Williams. So you got Ryan Poles, Ben Johnson together. And you're like, all right, the storylines of the season and just how everything is kind of intersecting right now, especially when you look at the Bears moving off of Justin Fields to go to Caleb Williams. And then we have the situation week 1. We're going to see Pittsburgh and the New York Jets play each other. Well, Justin Fields started the season in Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson took over. Both those guys out. Aaron Rodgers from the Jets to the Steelers for his last 2 Raw. We'll see that in week 1. And the second-year quarterbacks are going to be really interesting to watch because there's high expectations. You got such a good return from Bo Nix early, heading into year 2 of Nix and Sean Payton. People are really expecting things to take off with Mike Vrabel now in New England, with Drake May, Michael Penix in Atlanta. We're looking at Penix and J.J. McCarthy, which you guys I think are pretty similar in terms of expectations this season. When you're talking about the young quarterbacks and the experience, and McCarthy and Penix in this draft class that we look at last year, or before this past draft, 2 years ago, when we had the 6 first-round quarterbacks, it was heavy on experience. And guys that you're going to have your learning curves in the NFL. You're going to have to take your step forward, but you're hoping it was a little bit less. And that's why I'm really fascinated to see, especially Penix and McCarthy this season, with the success we saw from the rookies that played last year. Jaden Daniels already being thrust in the top 5 at the quarterback position when it comes to coaches and executives around the league going into this year. That story that was done by ESPN ranking the top 10 quarterbacks in the league, and Jaden Daniels is already at 5. But wow. Then the ceiling of Caleb Williams, Drake May, people feeling, all right, new coaching staff, different philosophy. He's talented, but leaning into that run game and then going downfield. Penix and McCarthy are interesting to me because this is the conversation we just had, Zay, about talented college quarterbacks that are a little bit older coming out. Those are those guys, and they're in situations where they're expected to compete right away. Yeah, Sam Darnold went in there, and we saw what he did in Minnesota last year. The Falcons have a pretty good foundation, and that's why they went after Kirk Cousins, but then they immediately had buyer's remorse and drafted Michael Penix. And I'm really interested to see how those guys. Now, Penix, it was just a small sample size, but he wasn't hurt, and so that changes things. And McCarthy was hurt; he wasn't practicing; he was just around the team. So Penix probably is a little bit ahead of McCarthy. But just continuing the conversation we're having, those are two guys I'm really interested in seeing because they were experienced guys, played at a high level. Of course, J.J. McCarthy won a national championship at Michigan, but now being the guys, when all the hype, of course, it's on Caleb Williams. We saw Bo Nix in the playoffs, but then kind of looking at, all right, the other experienced guys. What are you thinking about Penix and McCarthy this season?
So with McCarthy, I think the biggest thing for him, as far as importance-wise, is just where his mental's been. I think, it was really, I don't know if he feels like he's been forgotten about. I don't know if he understands and he's like, all right, yes, Darnold had a great year. I was hurt, yada, yada. But if I'm McCarthy, I'm sitting in the background saying, like, these guys forgot the reason they drafted me. Why was there ever a discussion? Why was there ever a question of who was going to be, if Darnold was going to stay or, anything like that. So I think he could be set up for a great year. Penix, on the other hand, I think it's the complete opposite. I think Penix, from the moment he got drafted, I think even he is thinking in the back of his mind, like, wow, they just drafted me and they just paid that guy all that money. They must really like me. So although he wasn't playing for so long, I think it was easy for him to keep his head in the game, and then he got his spot at the end. So I would imagine this offseason he's way more invested than ever before. I would imagine he's very, very confident. I would imagine the team around him is fully supportive of him. I think he fits well in Atlanta. I think that'll be great for them. I've heard Penix got a really, really good deep ball. Atlanta needs that. They need to be able to stretch the field. So I think it'll be all positive.
And you look at these two situations, right, with these quarterbacks going in a situation where, Penix was 8th? So you're talking about a dude that was picked in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
McCarthy, I think 10th. Minnesota made the move right with the Jets. But then all of a sudden you're like, wait a second. It's Justin Jefferson, it's Addison, and it was a Minnesota team that just exploded because it was Kirk Cousins injury.
Mm-hmm.
But they were there, not necessarily the team. And a Falcons squad that it's Bijan Robinson, it's Drake London.
Yeah.
And like, okay, that's a really good foundation. And
Pitts is gone, right?
Pitts is there, but
man, what happened to him?
He had a great rookie season, and then people are like, he's the next best thing at tight end, and it just hasn't been there.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this class. I'm just fascinated with these guys going in, and then the expectations for the second-year quarterbacks. 505-246-0610 Sports Animal Hotline and text line this morning. Really enjoying the quarterback conversation because it's going to be a big thing when it comes to college football. And we discussed that. What is going on in Vegas? Well, Gloria Nevarez is speaking this morning as it's the state of the conference. Gloria Nevarez is the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference, and we're getting some quotes out on what she is saying, and this one really is a no-brainer. She said, quote, "We're really confident in our legal position," of course, regarding the Mountain West and Pac-12 legal battle. Some notes that are intriguing. The Mountain West has partnered with Apple to provide all their technology this season for their schools. And what is intriguing about that is Apple is starting to throw money at sports. They just agreed to a deal for Formula One. So Apple is going to be where Formula One goes moving forward in the States. And you're like, well, what does that matter? Well, we know what matters because 2026 media rights deal, the Mountain West is going to have to negotiate anyway. Of course, you want your linear partners, CBS, Fox Sports, etc. But what is that going to look like? Well, potentially a streaming service is going to be there. And that's the way of life. You're going to have to stream games. The Mountain West deal, it's been pretty darn good. when you have games on Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports, CBS, it's been solid. And the Mountain West Network, I know you have to stream games, but the coverage around the conference, I know firsthand from calling games on the Mountain West Network, the fact that every women's basketball game is on the Mountain West Network, that it is a good product, and the schools do a great job in filming those games. So the media deal, it's been good in terms of coverage and just viewability from a fan standpoint. But that is something to watch, too, as a potential media partner in the future, is Apple dipping their toes in the water, because you're going to need that media rights money moving forward, and maybe that's the next spot for the Mountain West Conference. But we'll keep our eyes and ears open for what Gloria Navarro is discussing when it comes to the Mountain West Conference, as we're media day in Las Vegas at the Circa. The coaches, 2 players from every team out there, they're going to be hyped. They're going to be feeling good. But I'm interested in the back and forth when we start seeing some of the questions and answers, especially from media in the markets that are fighting against the Mountain West, and just the tone of it. I haven't been able to pull it up yet, but I'll listen to it after the show. Of course, Jeff Zimbieta is there live, and he'll have plenty of more nuggets to drop on us tomorrow from Las Vegas. But we will be all about it, as Mountain West football is right around the corner. It gets going for the Lobos August 30th, the Big House, UNM and Michigan. 505-246-0610. Sports Animal Hotline and text line this morning. Adrian Holman down on ProView. It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I've ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
Fun. Competition. I think baseball is the best all-star game because it's the hardest one to fake. Like, if you're a pitcher, you're not just going to go up there and throw, 75 miles per hour. You're still going to throw your stuff. You got an inning. Not easy for a batter. You're not just going to throw BP. You can have some fun in the fielding. Saw a 6-6 game last night. It goes to the swing-off, the first ever swing-off. 3 versus 3. 3 batters from the American League, 3 from the National League. You got 3 swings to try to hit as many home runs as possible. It was pressure. It was fun. That's what all-star events are about. These are moments you need in sport. I think we try to overanalyze all-star games so much. Like, they still work. Like, I like the slam dunk contest. I like the 3-point shootout because you can just enjoy it. And, last night, did I watch the all-star game from start to finish? I did not. But what I tuned into when I stopped doing my show prep was for the swing-off. And you're looking for those moments. It's sport. It's entertainment. We want to enjoy it. And baseball's done a good job, man. Yeah, there's big questions out there. What's going on? What's happened with the A's and moving to Vegas? The Rays just got sold, so that's actually a positive for that team as they move forward in the future of that franchise in Tampa Bay. Of course, the hurricane damage is why they're not playing in their stadium this year. Yeah, there's always the business side, stuff like that, but baseball has done a lot of good things over the last few years. It is a regional sport. A lot of sports are regional. The only thing that's not is the NFL in the regular season. You consume everything NFL. Red Zone is where it's at. But you got to find your headline moments. And I think baseball is doing a better job of that. There's superstar talent at the top, whether it's Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge. So you get your headlines throughout the week. And it was fun, man. It doesn't have to be play for home field advantage. Tried that. It didn't work. It didn't matter. Guys can go in, have fun, play hard for an inning or two, and then move on. But you're always trying to tweak it. I'm fine with that. There's other sports it's harder to get that kind of same buy-in. Basketball, you're just out there playing a pickup game. They've tried to throw different things at it. Football, they don't even play football anymore. It's the flag football game. Hockey, they're a little 3-on-3 thing, all-star wise. They had the 4 Nations face-off, which is not going to be an every year thing, but it's something, this really did work. It was good for the sport. And you're looking for those headline moments. I thought baseball crushed it. Because I'm always a fan of the home run derby because it's just simple, right? It's just dudes hitting baseballs over the wall. But we saw last night in the swing-off, watching the swing-off made me appreciate the home run derby even more.
Okay.
Because just the pressure, knowing it's just 3 pitches, and Schwarber crushed it. The dude just hits bombs all the time, regular season, postseason, all-star game. But just seeing the pressure a little bit more, the swings, guys coming up short, guys not able to go off the wall. But, we have, so many things in sport. that it's about the scoreboard, right? You play to win the game. We had the discussion earlier when it was Xander Schauffele was like, I don't know where my gold medal is. I don't know about trophies. You're like, oh, okay, I understand that, trying to be free of that, but you play to win the game, right? You care, you're invested, you're a fan of winning, and we talk so much about that kind of having these moments where you can step back, where we don't have to overanalyze it, right? Where we don't have to come back the next morning and be like, this dude stinks, this dude's getting fired. Like, I look at All-Star games as almost like a resetting moment, right? Have some fun, don't overthink it, take your sports entertainment, and then we're off and back to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, it's like when you get a speeding ticket and you got to go take that little class and like, all right, here's a little break to finally go and go get it, go to the bathroom, go get some crackers or something from the vending machine, chat it up for a little minute, and then get back to work. And then they usually bring it home the second half after that break.
Yeah, that's a
good way to put it, right? I've only been one of those once, by the way.
Yeah. But you just need those moments where you can just turn it off. And that's what the All-Star game is. That's what All-Star events are about. And I think baseball has done a really good job. You don't have any groundbreaking stuff yet, but when it comes to the Mountain West versus Pac-12, Gloria Nevarez has said, and of course Nevada is the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference, that she is confident in the school's position moving forward as Pac-12 and Mountain West to go into court. And this is really important money for the future. It's for the future of the Mountain West Conference so that they have some money to stabilize themselves. Of course, the payments, the UNLV and Air Force, they upped the ante a little bit to those schools to stick around, paying the exit fees of other schools that are joining the Mountain West Conference. And, of course, the Pac-12, they used all that money. I'm looking at you, Washington State and Oregon State, from when everyone else left the Pac-12. They used that money to buy out the schools from the Mountain West to rebuild the Pac State Conference. And now they're saying this isn't fair, blah, blah, blah. It's a bunch of legalese, this, that. But I appreciate that the Mountain West didn't fold, that they didn't drop too low, because this is the future of that conference. And this is the ugly business side of it. But they tried to go to mediation. It feels like, the Pac State Conference is pulling out everything to even get below the exit fee number, just pretty much to a point where they don't have to pay anything. And then they can, who knows, at that point in time, does UNLV go? Does Air Force go? Does it just blow up the entire Mountain West Conference? And the Mountain West has been able to hold their ground. To me, this does build animosity. This is definitely something that the fan bases will be going back and forth about all season long throughout football and basketball season. Will the players really feel it? I don't think so. Maybe like after a game's day when you beat one of those schools that's going, there might be a little bit of talk. But from a player standpoint, do you care? Like, this is the season. Like, this is the schedule that's in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those schools remain in a different conference. Heck, you could be in a different conference next year. It's a transfer portal.
Yeah.
So, I do think it's going to be a lot more fan base versus fan base, as things usually are. But I don't know if it's really going to fire things up.
It'll seem kind of
in the locker room.
Yeah, players will say, it depends on the person. You got some players who will be like, it doesn't matter who we're playing against, but then you got your others who they do care. They do go and look at the other roster and, they think of how cool would it be to beat this team, or if there's one team where you guys are 20-point favorites and it's just like, they're a little down for that game. There are some players who do get up for the big games. So to an extent, but also in the grand scheme of things, no, because you still have to go out and play football. And a lot of these guys, the main goal when they were in high school was to go D1. And now that they're in D1, it's just, at that point, maybe for television wise, like if okay, you play this school, you end up on TV, or they got a television deal, or, that'll be televised. But I think they care more about televised rather than who they're playing, if that makes sense.
If they have showcasing yourself.
Yeah.
On the actual stage. But I do think it's going to be fun. It's in terms of the fodder and the lead up to it. And yeah, after the fact, I do think we will see plenty of social media teams throwing barbs back and forth. Like after the game, scoreboard, final score type of stuff. But, and this isn't even behind closed doors anymore. Right? It's out there. It's going to court. And when things go to court, you can learn a lot more about conversations, what was said, what was agreed upon, what was in those contracts, who was in the room in the Mountain West feeding stuff to Oregon State and Washington State, which we know happened in this conference breakup, which, yeah, it's ugly, but what it does, it just adds another layer to the final year of Mountain West play. I guess after this season, like next summer, we'll take a step back and look at 25 years of the Mountain West Conference and some of the best memories. And the conference elevated itself, man. It was a stepping stone for big-time programs. Utah, TCU, BYU. Yeah, what could have been? The Mountain West almost was a power conference, but what it was able to do was sustain. It led to plenty of opportunities for the teams in the conference. Boise State still got to college football playoff. Boise State still playing big-time games. Multiple bid league when it comes to the NCAA tournament. Some of the best runs outside of the power conference when it comes to getting teams in the NCAA tournament over the last 4 years. Quality games at the highest level. And so we'll be able to look back and have that conversation next year. But it's just the reality of college sports. And in business, sometimes things change. Initially, it doesn't make sense, but you got to find a way to work it out. But the Mountain West has one last ride across the board next season. So Symbieta back tomorrow. Bounce for the last hour to talk or be there with Gloria Nevada doing the state of the conference. Really interested to hear what he had to say, just the tone and the type of questions that were asked at the press conference, plus the conversation with the coaches and student athletes. Have that tomorrow, live from Las Vegas. They appreciate you stepping up, hanging out with us this morning. Adrian holding it down on ProView Network. We have Colin Cowherd coming in next. Jim Rome show following that. 2 men on. Isotope Baseball is off. Don't get them until this weekend. So we got a full show this afternoon with the boys. Everybody, we'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Meta World Peace and Love. Have a great day.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection